this is AgCanyons, and I'm still getting used to saying that because I did change my name. I just felt like there were way too many AG studios out there. I just felt like I wouldn't get noticed. So I'm trying to get noticed here. And I'm really happy for my 23 subscribers. But anyways, I have been active for a super duper 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 long time. So I'm going to make a comeback video about good places to take pictures. And I've seen so many videos like this, and I don't have places that they're suggesting. So here is like places. These are all places in like literally my backyard. So let's get started. Okay, so the first good place to take a picture is just by a huge tree in general. Like I have this big evergreen tree in my backyard that I take lots of photos by, and they turn out very well. And so I forgot to say in the first clip too that I will be leaving examples at the end of these clips. So here's an example. So the next example is something that you may not have, but if you have something like this, I probably suggest using it. What I have is I have just this random like huge piece of wood just going across this part in my backyard, and I just sit my doll down on it like it's like a bench or something, and it works. So here's an example. So the next place is probably my favorite place to take pictures, and they turn out so cool. So I have this big bush, and it sort of arches, as you can see right there, and it sort of looks like those like artsy arching trees sometimes in pictures, if you know what I'm talking about. And if you take pictures like where you can see the arch, it's amazing, and like it's just so cool, and it's probably my favorite place to take a picture. And if you don't have like arching bushes, that's fine. Just like a big bush would be fine too. It just gives it the reality effect versus the doll effect. So yeah, it's one of my favorite places. So here is an example. So the next place is just like a smaller tree, not a bush, just like a smaller tree. I have a lot of smaller trees in my yard, but this is one of my favorite ones for some reason. I just feel like because it's just not really in front of anything, it's just in front of the gate, but that's not that bad. But it just gives it a little more of like an effect when you take the picture, especially if you're using the zoom trick, and I will explain that in a moment. Here's an example. So another good place to take a picture is if you're going for something a little more simple, just a plain brick wall. This brick wall, it's sort of going just all around my backyard, and it's sort of like rough brick. It's like uneven, so I think that gives it a little twist, but it's still pretty simple. But you can really like take a picture in front of any kind of brick, maybe even just outside of your house. If your house is just painted white, that's fine too. Or maybe even inside of your house. Just something more simple, but I just have these cool bricks, so here's an example. Okay, so the next place you might not have, that's totally fine. But if you do have it, I very strongly recommend you use it. The next place is a ledge. Now, my ledge, just normally the sun is shining right towards my doll when my doll is on this ledge, and my ledge just goes all around my backyard, and it just gives it this height in the picture that's just like much different. And I also have this mini tree, like I was talking about before, right next to it, and that is even like, that's a bonus, it's a double. And so it's also very good. Sometimes it's not very good though, because as you can tell by this video, the lighting is not very good because it's so shiny from the sun. But I mean, like, most of the time the lighting is super good, and I would strongly recommend using this if you have a ledge. So here is an example.
Boys seem to like the girls who like to kiss and tell.
Okay, so last but certainly not least is it's just by flowers in general. I have these roses by my backyard, well, in my backyard, and the pictures turn out super pretty, especially when the roses are bloomed, of course. And just be careful if you have like roses like I do, or like sort of sticky plants or something like that. Just be careful when you're taking pictures with your doll by that, so your doll doesn't get ruined, because that would be super terrible. And like roses have thorns and it could poke my doll, so that's just not good. But otherwise the pictures turn out amazing. So here's an example. Thank you so much for watching, guys. I'm so sorry about being inactive, so just try to stay tuned. If you're not subscribed already, go ahead and click that subscribe button. And if you are subscribed, just make sure to like and comment. Bye!